What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Peak Natty podcast. I'm your host, Coach Gabe, and today we got Natty Nobby on the podcast. So, a little story time. We first met at the San Diego
Natty Boy
Natural
Lobby.
Natty Boy,
Natty Boy Lobby.
Natty Boy Nobby. All right, there we
Lobby,
go.
lobby,
Lobby,
lobby.
lobby, lobby, lobby. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we first met at the San Diego show that I did, the NPC Natty one up there. It was a stacked show. It was super, super dope competing against him. But yeah, now we got him on the pod. How you doing, Lobby?
I'm great, man. I'm happy to be here. Happy to be here on the Peak Daddy podcast, man.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, honestly, for me too, but for all those listening, tell everybody who you are, your age, your occupation, where you live and train.
Yes, sir. So my name is Afolabi Adiyoti. I live here in San Diego, California. I'm 29 years old. And what was the other question?
Where do you train and your occupation?
Yeah. So I'm a in-person online fitness coach here in San Diego, and I train my clients out here at Self-Made San Diego. But I currently train myself at the Compound Lifting Club.
The GOAT gym, bro. That is the GOAT gym, man. Dude,
Yes,
I
sir.
would I would move to San Diego just to lift there. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm
Um,
telling you, you can't beat it.
we have two self-mades in Arizona. We have one in Gilbert and one in Chandler. No, one in Scottsdale, one in Gilbert. I've been to the Scottsdale one. It's pretty dope. They got some good form and equipment.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, I know self-made always does the foreman, and foreman is always hit or miss for me. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of other better manufacturers out there.
What's your favorite gym brand? Just out of curiosity, because I'm a big like gym equipment, like gym reviewer type of guy.
Yeah, I for sure number one is Panada. I mean,
Ooh,
any type of Panada machine is is
okay.
is always is always my go-to if I'm being honest.
Panada's good, right? It's expensive, but
Yeah.
my favorite. I think Panada is good. Like the good ones are 10 out of 10s, but I think they have some that aren't so good, which brings it down in my ranking. For
Hmm.
overall most consistent, like every single piece is beautiful to me, is just Atlantis, dude. Like I love Atlantis. The Atlantis
Okay.
hack squat, the all the Atlantis stuff I could stay on forever. Prime is
Hmm.
solid. I like how you can load the prime equipment, right? You load in the stretch, but the leverages and like it's not as smooth as Atlantis. So Atlantis takes the crown for me.
Okay. I don't. I'm trying to think if I've ever if like what gyms I've been to that has Atlantis equipment.
Atlantis
Um,
is like Nautilus's like highest end line.
oh, okay.
So they
Okay.
they
So
are they are part of the Nautilus family.
okay. I didn't even know that, but I do like Nautilus though. Yeah.
So what other shows did you do in that season where we met at the San Diego NPC Muscle Contest Natural?
Yeah. So last year in 2025, I did three shows, pretty much all back to back. And so I did that on purpose just so we can kind of get them all out the way, but it was a lot. So definitely just on my body and just on the mental. But the first one I did was the OCB West Coast Warriors. So that was where I got my OCB Pro card. That was my first OCB show that I've ever done. So yeah, that was the first one. So it got that knocked out, and then the week after was where I met you at West Coast Naturals NPC Muscle Contest, and then I think 3 or 4 weeks later was the Ben Weeder Natural National Championship in Virginia.
We got to talk about that. You got to tell the people what type of natural caliber was there, what the experience was like, because I also want to know for myself, because I'm going to be hitting it in 3 years, right? I'm doing a 2 year off season, and then
Mhm.
I'm making my run at nationals at Ben Weeders. So how was Ben Weeders as a whole?
Yeah, man, it was a great experience. That was my first like real travel show. All the other like or out of state show, I should say. Like that was most of the shows I've ever done were all in California, so either San Diego or LA. So this was the first time like I had to really like plan ahead, pack up food and whatnot, and put on the plane, and go all the way across the country to go compete. So, but the Ben Weeder was a really good experience. It was a good a good networking experience as well, meeting pretty much all the best naturals in the country. For the most part, I mean that is the show to go to as of right now is the Ben Weider. So the competition was stacked. There were a lot of people out there. It was a really big show, especially for the women. Um, and yeah, I mean it's you can't come to play out there. You know what I mean? Like you got to bring it. And there's some really talented, really gifted, natural guys out there.
What'd you end up placing in that?
Yeah. So not my best performance. I definitely came in really, really flat during that show. I think my best look that season was the OCB show. If I'm being honest, I was just much more
You're probably
proportionate.
a lot fresher.
Yeah, and a lot
A lot
fresher. Yeah,
fresher.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was on prep for 6 months going into that, and I was already super fatigued going into the West Coast Naturals. So having that 3 week off period, and then kind of like trying to stay in that and trying to get leaner, still more conditioned from there. It was really tough. So I ended up placing. I think I was second call outs in my class for Class B. Class B had about 25 guys, and
Woo-hoo!
yeah, yeah, yeah.
25 on one class.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah. So
gosh.
25 guys. I think first call outs had 7 guys. And then yeah, 7 or 8 guys. And then I was center stage, second call outs.
Oh yeah.
So
Hey, center stage, man. Center stage.
yeah. So probably came in like eighth,
Mhm.
ninth
Eighth,
in
ninth.
in that class. Yeah.
Does the class winner get the IFBB Pro card, or is it only the overall top two?
So I believe it was just the overall
That's
guys,
what I
right?
thought.
So
Yeah, just Fear and then the guy that won it, right?
yeah, exactly.
And then the guy that won it. Yeah. So do you know how many classes there were by chance?
There was 4.
Four. Okay.
Yeah.
So dang, so two guys won their classes and still didn't get the IFBB Pro card, man. That's competitive. That is competitive.
Yeah, but the guy who was the overall winner for Class D in Classic got his pro card in bodybuilding, actually.
Okay, he competed in two. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever done bodybuilding or men's physique or just classic?
Just Classic, always done Classic.
Okay. How
Yeah.
many seasons have you done? Was this your first season or no?
Nah, nah. I've done 6 shows in total now. So I did I did the San Diego Championship. That was my first one in 2023. And then the second show I did was 2024 was the LA Grand Prix. And then that same year, I qualified for nationals in just the regular NPC. So that was just the regular NPC national championship in Anaheim.
Yeah, we got dude, honestly, we have two guys down here in AZ down at my gym that have got their IFBB Pro card in regular NPC. Brinks, you know who Brinks is, obviously. And
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
Micah just got his at USA's and he's natty too. So it's
Oh,
pretty
word.
cool to see some of these guys smoking fools on gear, which is definitely something I want to do one day.
Right. No, most definitely. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
Brinks look great.
dude, yeah, I've only done natty shows so far, so I definitely in my next season in a couple years, I definitely want to run in a normal NPC show just to see how I can see if I can beat some guys on gear for sure.
Yeah. No, no, definitely. I think you definitely can. Yeah. My first 3 shows were all untested, so
How
I
how
definitely took as well.
how was that experience versus these natty shows that you did? What made you switch over?
Um. So first starting out in bodybuilding, or starting my journey in bodybuilding, my coach pretty much wanted to see what I could do against these guys. He believed that I had the natural potential to be able to hang with guys who were on gear. So I was like, okay, cool. Like let's do it. Let's try it. See how we do. So that first show, I got first place, true novice overall, and then I got like third in the open for my class. That first show, and then the second show, I think I got second. I think I got second in my class, I believe, but still qualified me for nationals.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Dang.
and then nationals, I got smoked. Like
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
That national show, I got smoked. I got third call outs, center stage.
Dude, the national for guys on gear at the NPC, the national level versus the local level is a different level. Different
Different
level, man.
caliber, way different caliber.
Dude, even these, so same thing with these natty shows. Like every single natty show that I have a client in, the next one I go to is more and more stacked because with social media, bodybuilding is getting more and more popular. That
Yeah,
way more people are competing. So I go to these OCB shows and I'm like, every single one is more and more stacked with like some type of genetic phenom. I'm like, bro, holy cow! Like bodybuilding has gotten so much more popular over the last 2 years. I'd say, one hundred
yeah,
percent.
I agree.
Are
Definitely
you
agree.
are you still with your same coach?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Jonas, make moves with Jonas. He's my coach. He's been my coach since I started, and he was the one who really got me into, the whole world of bodybuilding.
How'd you meet him?
Through Self Made. So he was the bodybuilding coach at Self Made,
Okay.
and so that was who everybody was going to. And we had chopped it up, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you should try bodybuilding. Like you have great genetics for it." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good, bro."
Were you just a normal PT at the time?
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. I was still getting my feet wet. I hadn't run my business for a year when I even started as self-made, and I was like just trying to learn from people. And so he was the first person was really learning, and I was like, okay, like I think I like this style. And, that's more my speed is bodybuilding type training. So, yeah. So after like a year or two of convincing, I was like, all right, bet
Yo.
let's run it.
Do you have any other whys besides why you got into bodybuilding or lifting in general, or was it honestly just like him convincing you and you were like, screw it, I'm gonna go see what I can do? Because like we all like every high performing male has that competitiveness in them, right?
Yeah.
That we get out of bodybuilding, we get out of trying to be the best and win these competitions, win these pro cards, right? So that's an aspect of it. But obviously, your now coach convinced you a lot. But was there anything else that really got you into bodybuilding and falling in love with it?
Um, I think for me, I just kept on like people just kept on telling me I should do it. They were like, "You should do it. You should do it. You would be great." Like how are you not bodybuilder? How are you not competing? So people just kept on telling me that. So over time, I was just like, you know what, like maybe this could be just another way for me to get back into sports. And I've been an athlete my entire life, so I was like, okay, just kind of get that competitive spirit back and just really see what I can do on stage and really try to prove myself because I just take a lot of pride in my physique and my body and also being natural as well. So I'm like, okay, like if all these people, including my coach, who is an IBB pro and Olympian, is telling me that I have, the potential to be able to compete and win and do well. And I'm like, all right, let's try it out, see how it goes, and then we'll go from there. And I caught the bug.
The bug, man, dude. It's addicting, man. It's addicting. Well, speaking of staying natty and being natty, we got to ask, why do you stay natural with the great bodybuilding genetics, with the potential to go far, with you making money based off your physique, right? And what you look like, and, being a personal trainer, being a bodybuilding coach, being a coach. Why
Mm.
do you stay natural?
Oh man. Because I think the best compliment you could ever get as a natty is always getting questions like, are you on gear? Or have you ever taken gear before? Like I've literally been getting that question or that assumption or that just like I've always just been getting that since I was in high school. Literally, it's like when I started working out and my body just responded super well, and I just had these full muscle bellies that people just couldn't believe that there was no way that I was natural, and I was like, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't even know what gear steroids look like. So yeah, so I mean, that alone, I think the first and foremost, I guess, is just pride of just like yeah, like that's the best compliment I could ever get. So why would I want to prove people right that like the only way you can get an amazing physique is through taking gear? I'm like fuck that.
Dude, when you're natural, man, like you did all the work yourself. Like no one can take that away from you. You know what I mean? Like you had nothing to assist you to get on that stage. You had nothing to make it easier. You did the work and no one can ever discredit that when you're natural. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
obviously guys on gear, they still have to do the training, right? You don't just get magically look like that. They put in so much work too, but like they
less
have
time.
assistance, they have exogenous hormones running through their body to get them bigger, you know, like as a natural, there's nothing more fulfilling than getting on that stage and bringing a package that you did without any assistance, right? You put in that work to look that way. So
Exactly.
I,
Exactly. I completely agree.
yeah, I 100% understand what you're saying. Do people ever like press you in person, calling you a fake natty and stuff like that?
Nah.
No.
No one's ever pressed me before. So yeah, like usually like I'll tell people and they'll be like, nah, like no way. And I'll be like, yeah, 100%. I swear to God, like that's it, you know. But
Yeah.
no one's ever like pressed me and is like, oh yeah, you're a fake natty. I think maybe I've gotten maybe a couple comments here and there on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. But you know, I mean, people who run their mouths like that, they don't really know what the difference, like what to even look for when somebody's on care or not.
Yeah. How long have you been posting?
Um, let's see.
Some some of your
I
content's
probably
pretty
say,
funny, I'm not gonna lie.
hey,
Dude, the
I
one
appreciate.
where you be whipping the whipping the clients, bro. Those ones crack me up.
Yeah, man. I see. I started posting in around this time in 2021 when I first got to self made.
Oh, you're an
Like
OG, dude. OG.
so. Yeah, man. I mean, I've kind of gone through Instagram's whole fucking
Yeah.
engagement bullshit. You know, I've kind of gone through it, so I've had a lot. I've had some success in it, and then as well as I've gone through my lulls. But yeah, since 2021,
Okay.
and now like just getting more and more consistent with it. I'm like posting every day now, and always just trying to post some type of value. So I mean, for me, I'm like um, I don't want to just post, just the educational stuff, just the motivational stuff, just the physique stuff and bodybuilding stuff. Like, I have a lot of, I love comedy. I love stand up comedy. I've always grown up watching, comedy movies. So, I think about a lot of funny shit. And I was just like, what if somebody made a skit about, this happening in the gym? And then one day I was like, what if I did it? And let me just give it a try. And that's just kind of how it started. And then I really grew my following from the gym comedy. That was how I grew my following.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
wondering that. That's sick. That's sick. What is your final end goal with bodybuilding?
Oh, yeah, that's an open-ended question. To be honest, I'm not even sure what I really want out of bodybuilding, because when I first started, it was like, let's just see where it goes.
Hmm.
And so now it's okay, I'm an OCB pro. Like, what else do I want to do with that, right? I know I'm gonna compete at the pro level in the OCB, just because I respect the OCB. I enjoyed my experience at the show. They definitely showed a lot of love, which I do appreciate, and just the fact too that you're able to win money.
Yeah,
Um,
I was about
at,
to say they
yeah,
pay good at some of those pro shows.
yeah, you know what I mean. So like, the potential to win money too. I'm like, okay, like I could do that and just see how far I can go as an OCB pro. Um, and the goal was also to be an IFBB pro as well, a natural IFBB pro. So I think that's still in the cards for me. I mean, I'm just trying to think about if it's that important to me still. I
Hmm.
think that's the only thing I'm really thinking about. So I'm like, how badly do I need the IFBB pro card? I think that's my main thing. So, but I guess because they're making more NPC natural shows, I think I still want to go for it again, just because they are creating that avenue for natural guys in the NPC to get their IFBB pro card. So I'm like, why not me?
Yeah, why not? When would you compete again if you do?
Yeah, I think 2027.
27. Oh yeah, 1 year off.
Yeah, so
One
I'll
good
definitely
long year
take
off. Man, dude, people don't realize how important it is to take some good time off as a natural man, just to get your body right again. If you do shows every single year getting stage lean, man, you cook your hormones, you cook yourself.
yeah, no, most definitely. Um,
Speaking
so yeah.
speaking of that, I remember you talking backstage to someone else. I overheard You were talking about how you're dialed on all the supplements now, and that kind of took things to the next level for you, like taking Fedogia agrestis, Tonkat LE. That was you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And like and every supplement there is. Walk me through that. Like what made you kind of tap into maximizing everything, and what's like your current go-to stack?
Yeah, I think so. Obviously supplements aren't like a magic pill, right? They're not.
Yep.
They're not. They don't work this crazy magic. I tell people that all the time. Like, you're not. You might not see like immediate, mind blowing, results that you notice, immediately. Some you will, like pre workout, you'll feel that immediately. The beta alanine will go through your system, and you'll feel that tingle. You know what I mean? Like that. Those type of supplements you'll feel immediately. Or certain herbs, that do certain functions like detox and digestion, and it helps with motility, like in digestion. Like you'll feel that immediately, but there's others that you just won't. So for me, it's just more like doing the research about what these different things do, and pretty much just keeping me in good health and making sure that I'm kind of getting the micronutrients that I might be missing or need more of in my diet, as well as just trying to maximize how, what natural supplements can I take to be able to continue to put on, the fraction of muscle mass that I need to be able to continue to improve, or what natural supplements can I take to be able to help me be more efficient in loss, this extra water weight, just as naturally as possible, because there are herbs and supplements that do that. So that was always my thing. And same thing with boosting testosterone, so
What like did you notice a big difference taking it serious, taking supplementation serious?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I would say so. In my energy, in my digestion, um in my motility, in my energy, yeah, again, like energy levels, and then also certain fat, like natural fat loss agents, and like things like HMB,
Oh yeah, yeah, I've taken that.
hydroxymethylbutyrate. I took that the entire time while I was on prep, and one thing I noticed is that I never really got flat. Like I never really got flat during my prep. Like I was able to still keep my size and my fullness this time around. Like I feel like my first few shows I kind of shrank a little bit as I was continuing to cut, and I was getting like kind of stringy. But I noticed this prep I was able to stay full for a lot longer through my prep, and I which is why I was pretty much at a super low carb intake for so long.
Okay. I took CLA, and when I was on really low calories, I tapped into CLA, and I noticed an immediate difference in my appetite. It helped me stick to those 1700 calorie days that I was on towards the end of
Most
prep.
most definitely, yeah. I mean, yeah, CLA, Yohimbean was a big one for me as well. Like I took a it was like this thermogenic that I would take right before cardio. And so it had caffeine in it, it had yohimbine, it had this other compound called HBB, and like a couple other like natural like herbal supplementation that helps to increase your core body temperature, and just help you to sweat more, and then also just mobilize fat cells. So I would take that while I was doing cardio, and man, aside from that aspect as well, is like, yeah, like the appetite control and the boost in your mood. Oh my goodness, I felt unstoppable on that thing. Like cardio was nothing. Like as long as I took that before my cardio session, I was like, cardio ain't shit. Like I'm good. Like I was excited to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning to go do cardio, because that boost was like, it was crazy.
Yeah, I've taken one of those fat burner stacks with Yohimbine. It's dude, it is a strong stimulant, man. It is strong.
It is.
Have you ever taken the stronger version of it, Rauskilene or whatever, like Gorilla
Yeah,
Mines Rauskilene? Yeah,
yeah,
that's so
yeah.
strong.
Yeah, I think that was the version I was taking. I think that was
Okay,
what was in the supplement stack I was taking.
what's your Natty test booster stack? Oh, you're glitching out.
I think I lost.
All right, give us the Natty Boy Lobby test boosting stack.
Test boost and stack. So we got Fedoja, our
Yep.
greatest. That's number one. Tonga Ali, number two. I take that together. That comes in one capsule. So I take both of those. I've been consistently taking that for like the past year. Zinc, vitamin D for sure. And then I recently started taking boron,
Yep.
as there's research that shows that it increases free test.
Yep.
Recently just started. I recently added that to my stack. And then I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I already said zinc and vitamin D. Um, I think that's like that's like the core of it
Okay.
right there.
I got one for you. I don't know if you've tried it. I just started it, dude. Immediate difference.
Mhm.
Maca root.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've definitely
Maca
heard of
root.
maca root.
Dude, like instant, more energy, like that higher test feeling. So I just tapped into maca root. I tapped into She Legit. I tapped
Okay, yep,
into just like 15,000 IUs of vitamin D, right? Just a double dose
yep.
of my like 7,001. And then yeah, ashwagandha at night.
Hmm.
Um yeah, that's pretty much it. Zinc, magnesium at night. Dude, I think the biggest thing for optimizing your hormones is getting good quality sleep.
Yeah,
100%. So,
most
if you
definitely.
if you can
Yeah.
get good sleep, man, that'll
I'm sorry. You said what?
Oh, I was just gonna say, if you can get good sleep, that'll change the game for you.
Most definitely, and I felt the difference too. Like every time I get good night's sleep, and I noticed that one, my energy is better throughout the day. I get better lifts, I get better pumps, and just my strength just continues to increase. So, but yeah, I've tried. I do take Shilajit currently right now. Actually, I forgot that one, and ashwagandha. I've taken maca root before in the past, but I haven't really kept it in my stack, just because I wasn't sure of um, how friendly it was to for men and raising testosterone. I know it's popular with women, from what I've heard. Like I know it's marketed to women a lot, but I wasn't sure what the benefits were for males.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel a small difference. I don't know. But I do know with the adaptogens, you do need to cycle off every once in a while. Like it's been
Oh,
recommended to me to do 8 weeks on, 4 weeks off. But typically in the past, I would only take like 1 week off whenever
mhm.
I was taking time off from adaptogens. But yeah, now I definitely do take 8 weeks on, 4 weeks off.
Yeah, ashwagandha. I usually do whatever the serving size is on the bottle, and then I'll usually take 4 weeks off after that.
4 weeks off. Yeah. Cause yeah, we everyone knows the stories with becoming like emotionless on ashwagandha and everything of that nature. Crazy
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah, most definitely.
Do you think you will be a coach for the rest of your career?
Um, for the foreseeable future,
Okay.
I would say yeah. Um, yes, because being a coach was something that just kind of happened for me.
Yeah. Did you have
And
a different degree in college? I know you went to school, right?
yeah. I went to San Diego State, class of
Okay.
19, and I graduated with my bachelor's in kinesiology and pre-physical therapy.
Oh, okay. So you were gonna be a PT,
A PA
a physical
actually.
therapist, or PA. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, physician assistant. That was what I was going for. So I emphasized in PT because their prerequisites matched pre-PA.
Yep.
So I wanted to go to PA school. I applied to PA school, applied like 10 schools in California, got rejected from all of them. During that time, I got certified as a personal trainer through NASM. And then I applied to 24 Hour Fitness and LA Fitness, got hired at both of those spots. COVID hit, shut down all the gyms. I was like the last hire, so I was the first person to get let go. And
Oh,
I was like, okay, cool. I just got the certification. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I just started posting on Instagram of like, hey, if anybody wants to coach a program, I got you. If anybody wants to train, at the beach, at the park, at their house, I'm offering that too. And then that just kind of grew and grew and grew. And I found self made. And I was like, okay, cool. Now I have a gym that I can train people at. And Body by Life was born.
dude, Instagram is the best thing you can do for your business, man. All my clients come through Instagram.
Yeah,
It's really powerful. But it's okay. So yeah, you were gonna become a PA, never went to grad school or anything like that, and then you just ended up going the personal trainer coach route.
exactly. Yep. And
Oh yeah.
just continued my education there.
What does that look like you, or what does that look like for you now? Do you coach other bodybuilders, online coaching, or is it all lifestyle clients? How many in-person clients do you have? How do you manage, the online ones versus the in-person? What does that look like?
Yeah. All my clients are lifestyle clients, so I don't have any bodybuilding clients at the moment. There are a couple inquiries of people who want to train with me and get them ready for a prep. At this time, I'm not taking any bodybuilding clients or any prep clients, but I think in the near future, I might be taking some on, just because I still feel like I need to get a little bit more. I need to wrap my head around being a coach for bodybuilding, because it's just a lot more. Um, there's a lot more detail. You have to be a little bit more detail oriented, a little bit more meticulous with everything. So everything has to be very precise and specific. And so I just need to really get to that point where I feel confident enough to get somebody, and put somebody on stage that looks phenomenal.
I think one of the biggest differences, well, so okay, so obviously at the end of the day, man, like dieting is very similar between a lifestyle and bodybuilder client. Obviously, you're pushing a bodybuilder client much harder, right?
Yeah.
They're a lot more stricter. They're getting pushed harder. But the biggest difference, in my opinion, is the fact that with bodybuilders, you have to be able to compare the visuals. You got to be able to pull up their check-in photos from this week to last week and see, okay, did they get flatter? Are they fuller? Are they sharper? Okay, they're the same weight, but they look different, right? They've pulled down in water weight, right? But they're still the same weight.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he dropped 5 pounds, but he looks the same. It's because he's flat, he's a worse look, blah, 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 blah. Comparing these visuals and
Mhm.
having that trained eye is the biggest difference between a bodybuilding coach and a lifestyle coach. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But it is fun to push those bodybuilders because you got to treat them differently. Like sometimes they need a kick in the butt. Sometimes because it's just a different level. You got to be hard on them. It's not like a lifestyle client where they got all the time in the world to lose fat. You gotta give them a good spanking sometimes if they're not locked in, man. Like if they want to be a pro, you got to have that pro mentality. That's what my coach taught me. He's like, man, if you want to be a natural IFBB pro, you've got to have that pro mindset, and that pro mindset is like you get things done no matter what, man. So that's why I love working with bodybuilders because you really get to push them and see what they're made of, and make them a lot stronger mentally.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, I've been seeing all the content you've been putting out, and all of your clients and people that you've been getting ready for shows. So,
Dude, I'm
yeah,
hopefully I can have some OCB pros under my belt. My goal is at least 3 this year because we realistically we got some potential on the team. So my goal is at least 3 OCB pros this year. So I'm hyped for these seasons.
let's go, man. I love it, and I can't wait to see it.
Dude, appreciate you, bro. Is there anyone that inspires you right now in the fitness industry? Natty bodybuilders or influencers that you look up to?
Natty bodybuilders. Shoot, I probably have to say, off top of my head, Kendall Richmond. If you're familiar with him, he's a natural
I'm not.
IFBB pro. Yeah.
Mm.
Um, yeah, yeah. And Kendall Richmond is probably the first one I looked up to and was watching for a while. Um, let's see.
I'm looking them up right
Uh,
now.
yeah, and of course, I got the pleasure to meet Hurricane, as well as Prosper Fitness as well.
Bro,
Uh,
Prosper, dude, did you see they did like an interview asking him if he would ever hop on gear? And he said, like, no, probably not. I love that, dude. I love that.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I got to be I got to meet both of them, and that was dope. Hurricane, super dope, super friendly, super down to earth dude. So yeah, I probably say those three.
Any like not natty guys that you like? Any just like YouTubers, Olympians that
Oh
you
yeah,
just watch?
oh yeah, for sure. Samson Dowd is number one, man.
Okay, Samson Dowda.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Samson Dowd is my guy. Like, I mean, one we're both Nigerian, but I mean, he's just a monster. So I every time I'm lifting, going for big lifts, or even when I'm posing, and kind of practicing my posing routines, like I picture myself as Samson. Like yeah, Samson is probably number one dude I probably look up to in the bodybuilding game.
That's tough. You know who I like to watch? Matt Grego, dude. That fool trains hard. I love I
That name sounds familiar.
Matt Grego. He's a classic Olympian.
Okay.
He trains down in Florida at Derek Lunsford's gym.
Mhm.
The one down there in St. Pete's by Tampa.
Okay.
Dude, they got a good thing going there. It's called like Champs Asylum. It's all like new tech, best of the best equipment. Derek Lunsford's gym, right? And so he trains there. Matt Grego trains there. A bunch of other Olympians train there. Some influencers like James English. It's my dream to get out there one day and train at that gym 100% because I love
Okay.
watching all those guys.
Is it private?
Yeah, it's a super sick private gym. They just well like it's like not a commercial gym. It's like the compound. It's open to anyone now.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, for
So
sure.
so like me or you could train there if you're ever in Florida.
Let's see if I'm going to Florida anytime soon. I'll have to check my schedule. I'm trying to go to Italy though in the summer.
Italy. I mean,
Yeah.
you're pretty blessed with the compound, dude. It doesn't get much better than that.
Oh yeah. I mean, as far as gyms in San Diego, I mean, yeah, that's the gym to go to, in
Dude,
my opinion.
it's just so good for content too. Like you can lift with your shirt off and film. It's so good.
Yeah. 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 Most
I'm not
gyms
a
you really can't do that.
Yeah, 10 out of dude, even the nice gyms out here in Scottsdale, like they're nice and they're good for content, but you're not allowed to take your shirt off or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
Which I don't get,
y'all are
especially
blessed.
if
Like I
especially if
got
it's like a private gym like that.
I know, like that's the point of it being a private gym. That's the point of it being premium, $250 a month. You know, you'd think you'd be
Oh
allowed to take your
yeah.
shirt off.
Right.
But hey, all the more reason to come up to San Diego to shoot some content and get a nasty lift in.
Hey, you know it. I'm with it. Let me know when you're down here next.
Have you had any like you got any like gear horror stories of friends that have hopped on gear or anything like that?
Gear horror stories. I mean, huh? Um, I mean, I don't know. They don't really share that with me, because I wouldn't. Because I wouldn't relate. You know.
Yeah.
So I think the only thing I can think of is like one of my homies was just joking about how like he hates needles and he has to have his girlfriend pretty much pin him in the ass. So yeah, I think that's probably the only, as far as like people that I know, but as far as like people that I don't know, it's like you can just tell they had a fucking shit reaction to whatever the fuck they took. I
Yeah.
mean, like those are just things that you just see and you're like, oh yeah, you took too much, didn't you? Or like you ain't put the right shit together, like looking like fucking mutant experiments. I don't know.
Dude, there's so many like just risks and like people are like, "Nah, it won't happen to me. I'm willing to take the risk. I'm willing to put my health on the line." And then it's all fun and games until the side effects actually happen to you, bro. So,
Man, I can't deal with it. I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't want to see what happens. I don't want to try it. The acne, like the severe acne too, the type that you need like Accutane for. Like I'm sorry, I'm good off that. The balding and
dude, the hair, bro. Dude,
like
you can lose your ability to have kids, obviously in rare cases.
yeah,
But you can lose your ability to have kids, man. That can impact you for the rest of your life.
yeah. Fertility is a huge one. And then of course, the unseen things as well is as
Mental.
far as like mentally, the effects that it has on your heart, your blood pressure, the viscosity of your blood is kind of crazy. How like it gets super thick, so they have to like donate blood,
Mhm.
for just so that they don't have too much. It's like it's a lot. It's a lot of extra steps you even have to go through just to keep yourself in check and in good health.
Yeah, the
You know,
checking your blood pressure every morning they have to do.
yeah. It's just
Yeah,
it's just a lot. It's just extra. You know.
and for anyone that doesn't know, so like obviously there's injectable steroids and then there's oral steroids as well. Orals literally cook your liver so bad, dude.
Yeah.
So bad. Like you like some of these guys end up having near liver failure, man, from
Yeah.
orals. Like just like whatever they're taking, man. Like Anadrol, Superdrol, all those orals. oral wind straw, whatever they're taking, man. It just cooks them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if any of these supplements, if I can't ingest any of these supplements without without any type of like side effect like that, that's how I know it's okay. Yeah, like this, it's not for me.
Yeah, like me personally, one of the biggest things that I want to show is like, so obviously a lot of people will justify their gear use with chasing dreams and bodybuilding. And I'm like, there is so many natural leagues. Like obviously there is cheaters, right? We've both heard the stories of people cheating, the
Mhm.
polygraph tests and trying to make it through. But at the end of the day, man, like they get no glory from that. They get no reward. It's not fulfilling at all if you know you cheated and you go win. So I think it
Yeah,
does happen in rare cases, some dumb cheaters, but that's besides the point, right? There is a great abundance of natural leagues, WNBF, INBA, OCB, right?
mhm.
NPC natural now that you can compete in, and you don't have to risk your health with PEDs to
Yep.
chase your bodybuilding dreams. So if you love bodybuilding like we do, you do not
Mhm.
need to hop on gear. You can compete against other natties, dude. Like,
Right. Yeah. And I think it things are changing now, right? But it's like, okay, back then it's like, okay, there weren't that many options where it's
yeah.
like that's all you had to do. But now it's like, now that there are options, if you do genuinely choose to take that route of taking gear and competing at that level, it's like, like you're willing to put yourself out there just for the clout of it.
Well, and I tell people like so many natties have made it in the fitness industry, right? There's plenty. Like at my gym, Cam
Yeah.
Kissel, Brinks, right? All these natty guys that have made it in the fitness industry, they get to bodybuild and lift and post for a living, and they're natural. Just like a bunch of guys have made it that aren't natural, fake natty influencers, blah blah blah. You
Yeah.
can do both. So many kids these days, like these 17, 18-year-olds, they hop on steroids because they think that's going to get them to where they want to be in the fitness industry, and they don't realize that the steroids have nothing to do whether they're going to make it. They're going to make it if they can't make it naturally, they're not going to make it on gear because it's about your
Yeah.
work ethic. It's about your content, your quality of content. If you're going to make it, you're going to make it. You don't need to hop on gear, and hopping on gear doesn't automatically mean you're going to make it. Like so many 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds hop on gear for social media. They post for a
Yeah.
little bit. They don't blow up. They don't see that good results. And then they're 18 years old, stuck on tests for the rest of their life. And they have no idea what they're doing. They have tons of side effects. They have high estrogen, so they get all depressed and girly, and it's so sad. I've actually personally seen it in a couple different people, literally like 17 and 18-year-old kids messing up their hormones by trying to hop on stuff and blow up.
Yeah.
So sad, bro. So sad.
It is, man. It's a shame too, because I haven't met too many people personally who have gone that route and have had stories like that, but I've seen it on social media. I've seen it on TikTok. I've seen it on Instagram. I've seen some of the influencers that do promote their whatever gear that they're pushing, or even peptides, right? And you have,
Peptides a big thing right now, bro.
yeah,
Peptides.
yeah. I mean, even that too. It's like, I'm still like, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm. It's a lot of the new research is just coming out. So even right now, like it I wouldn't even want to try, even though I know it's banned in the natural league for sure. So I wouldn't even consider taking it, just because peptides are banned in the natural league. But even then, just because it's like it's the new popular thing now, everybody wants to hop on. I'm like, I think I'll wait it out.
Yeah, well, it's all fun and games until like some long-term studies come out and we find out, what it does to you internally, right? So
Yeah.
just with any type of research chemical that is not meant for human consumption, guys, definitely it's not for human consumption for a reason. Like,
Right, right, right,
so
right.
I love how much you promote being natural as well. So I really mess with your natural content and even your Instagram name, NATTYBOYLABI. So I love it,
Yes,
bro.
sir. I gotta let them know, man.
I love it. Uh, what are some other things you have in place to be the best bodybuilder you can be besides like nutrition and training? What's something that most people don't do that you do?
But most people don't do. Huh. That's a that's a good question. I gotta dig deep on that one. That most people don't do. Um, damn, you got me on that one. um,
What? Yeah, like pretend you're talking to me, right? Younger bodybuilder. What's some advice you have for me, bodybuilding wise, for someone that's already dialed on my sleep, nutrition, training, supplements? Right, I'm dialed on all the basics.
yeah,
What's a tip that you do to take bodybuilding serious? Right, you've had a great bodybuilding career so far, killed it at nationals, OCB pro, killed it at the San Diego show. What's like a mindset tip or even just something that you did along your prep to take you to that next level?
yeah. Okay. I think I think really is just staying grounded in my routine. I would have to say like staying grounded in a routine that I'm able to keep consistent and just keep showing up every single day. Like keep showing up every single day and still giving everything my 100% effort.
Yep.
I think I
Routine.
think that I think that that's the biggest thing, and that's what keeps me focused. That's what keeps me grounded, and yeah, I think that that's what I would be the thing I would say.
Routine is so key. I tell that to my clients a lot actually. Like everything in bodybuilding is based off routine. Your meal timings, when you go to the gym. Something my coach has taught me is just keeping things consistent as possible. The more consistent you are, the more you stick to your routine, the more non-negotiables you hit every single day, the more successful you're going to be.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't let shit slide. You know,
Yeah.
because
100%.
everything counts when it comes to
Because
bodybuilding.
and you let one little thing slide, and then next thing you know, it's easier and easier for the other things to slide.
Yeah,
Yep. The
exactly.
detail. Everyone says it. Details matter, man. Details matter.
Yeah, especially as you get higher up. You know, it matters the higher up you go. So you almost have to recalibrate yourself each level that you go, you know, to be able to get yourself back into that place that will help you get to the next level. Because what got you to one level might not get you to the next.
Do you see yourself staying in San Diego for the foreseeable future?
For the foreseeable future, yeah,
Okay. Dude,
yeah,
I like it. It's beautiful up there. It's just expensive.
yeah, yeah,
It's beautiful.
yeah. I've accepted that reality. So you know,
What
since
uh what part of SD do you live in?
Mission Valley.
Okay. So my uncle lives in Mira Mesa, so that's why I head up there a lot, and I just stay at his little guest house in the back, and lift with people or do whatever, go on vacation, check out the beach, whatever, whatever. So Mira Mesa, and then yeah, it's always a good time up there. It's always beautiful. The food is good. Y'all got some good food eats. I'm not gonna
That
lie.
that part too. I'm a huge foodie, so.
Me too. Where was your like go to what was your one spot on your bucket list that you hit post season after Natty's?
It was where was it? Louisiana Purchase in North Park.
Okay.
Yeah, that's usually my go-to. It's like Southern comfort food.
Mm-mm.
It's amazing.
You like bagels?
I'll eat bagels, but
Okay.
I'm not like a huge bagel guy.
There's this one bagel spot up there that I want to try. I forget what it's called. I have to look through my TikTok saved, but next time I want to go up there, it's on my bucket list for sure.
Okay, for
I
sure.
hit after the San Diego show, that was my last show of the season. I had just hit some all you can eat sushi spot.
Mhm.
I forget it was called Sakana, I think. Sakana sushi. All
Okay.
you can eat. It was pretty fire. I put down like 22 rolls, so it was dope.
Damn. Damn. Oh shit. I was like, oh yeah, like 22 pieces. Like nah, like
No,
22 rolls.
20. It was all you can eat, so they're half rolls, so four-piece, so 22 four-piece rolls. So 11 full rolls, right? If you count them as full.
Right. Damn, yeah, that's a
But
lot.
yeah,
But yeah, you know, after prep, like a bottomless pit.
dude, bottomless pit. How's your reverse? How much weight are you up?
Let's see. When I left San Diego, I was 180, 184. and then
Okay.
I'm at yeah, I was 184, and then now I'm at 207.
Okay. Yeah. Good like 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Typical jump from being
So
stage lean.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely overdid it going into Thanksgiving. So because yeah,
Yeah.
because Ben Weeder was right before Thanksgiving, so it wasn't just 2 or 3 days of cheat meals. It was like a whole week, 7 days, of cheat meals, and it was like yeah, like it was bad. Like my digestion was all fucked up. Like I was bloated, holding on to so much water. I was like my ankles started to swell. Like I started
Oh,
having
yep. I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
I was like, oh shit, okay. I think I might have overdid it then. So after that week and after Christmas, I was like, okay. Once I get back on the shit, got back on my cardio, and yeah, I pretty much just started hitting it again, and it all came off. So now I'm like right where I want to be. Like today, the picture I posted today, I was like, there we go. Okay,
Now,
now we're back.
now you just sit there, get stronger, and build muscle, bro. It's the best. That's the best training.
Exactly.
Dude, bro, some of my lifts towards the end of prep, bro, I just wanted to get out of the gym as fast as possible. It sucks when you're so weak and frail, when you're like stage lean.
Yeah,
And then, dude, now, obviously we gained a healthy amount of body fat. We're fueled up with carbs. The lifts, bro, you feel like, oh, there's just nothing like a fueled up, carbed up, like just high energy lift. It is a night and day difference versus being depleted and weak and frail.
bruh, night and day difference. Yeah, I'm telling you. I know for me going into like the OCB show wasn't that bad, but once I got into peak week 4 and Ben Weeder, I was like, yo, like just get me out of here, bro.
Yeah.
just
It, did you
I'm
lose a
good.
lot of strength?
Yeah, I usually tend to like I know like my chest lifts, like my bench
Ooh.
press and chest press always gets rocked.
In the gutter. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too. So I was able to hold my strength all the way up until like 3 weeks out from my first show. And then it literally went from my normal strength to like, I'm talking like 100 pounds less. Like, I'm talking like maybe, dude, say I'm doing like a chest press with like 275. I'm talking like all the way down to like 185, bro. Like,
yeah,
that's how much my strength fell off. That was when my hormones tanked and my
yeah.
strength just fell off.
I'm literally remembering when my chest press weight went down. I was like. I was like, damn, okay, I kind of took an ego hit there. Like I'm used to repping out 225 like it's nothing, and I tried to do it that one time. I think I was like 3 to 4 weeks out, and I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it past like 6 reps, 5 reps, and usually I'm used to doing it like 15.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's you kind of have to eat that one.
It's part of the game, though. We love it. We love it.
Exactly.
Speaking of part of the game, so I struggled with this a lot,
Mm,
right? Because I tanked my hormones bad towards the end of prep, right? I had really low test. I actually got it tested. I had 48 nanograms per deciliter. And they
wow.
double tested it. So I was less than a female, right? I was in the
Yeah.
gutter. Test was crashed just from getting stage lean and dieting and being in the caloric deficit for so long. I've never been one that feels super good, super lean. I have
Mm,
some friends that they're able to maintain like 10%. They feel great. They still feel good in the gym. For me, once I get below 10%, my hormones start to tank. I get weaker, right? My gym performance is bad, and I've never, my body's just never been that good at being lean. I've always been more of a 12, 13% type of guy where I feel the best. So anyway, I that it hit me hard. Obviously, it's part of natural bodybuilding, and your levels return with a proper reverse diet and getting out of a deficit. But towards the end, dude, I had like no energy, no libido, no drive. I like lost my personality. I felt like a walking corpse almost. So I just wanted to ask your experience towards the end of prep, especially when you were digging more for that national show. What were some things that you struggled with and you had to get through? Because it's part of natural bodybuilding. Like no complaints. No complaints. Like I chose to do it, right? and it
Mhm.
was temporary pain, because it comes back in the post show phase, but it's definitely hard, and it's something a lot of naturals struggle with, especially getting stage lean, and that's why it's important to not stay stage lean year round, because you do tank your test and your ability to put on muscle. So yeah, tell me about your experience with being stage lean towards the end of prep.
Yeah, towards the end of prep, as far as being like that lean, it was definitely cool to see, especially this last season, like this time around, of just like how lean I was able to get and still be able to keep my fullness and my size. So like that's dope. I mean, the photo ops and the content, that was made from it was fucking sick. I wasn't, that was the only silver lining. As far as like, okay, like damn, like I look pretty damn good, but everything else I hate. Like I resonate with what you said about being a completely different person. I was not myself from, I think, from peak week of the OCB show, which was in mid October, all the way going into the Ben Weeder, which was at the end of November. I was not myself at all. I could not stand anybody. Every time I walk in with my hood on and just try my hardest to avoid eye contact with anybody in the gym or whoever was coming my way. And I would just try to save my energy just for my clients and beat it, go home. You know what I mean? So yeah, one, like it was just tough for me because I'm very self-aware of myself and my emotions and whatnot. So I didn't want to be around people or make eye contact with people so that I didn't make them feel like I didn't care, or like I didn't want to talk to them, or like just kind of pretend like they weren't there, right? So I never wanted people to feel that way when they talk to me. So I just try to avoid it completely so that I don't come off as being like rude or even mean, So I'm just like, okay, let me just stay over here because I'm not in the mood to talk to anybody. So I think that was the biggest thing. And then second was my appetite. My hunger was through the roof. Like all I could think about was food, and all I wanted to do was just like get a little bit more of this and a little bit more of that. But I mean, bro, I was on 50, I think 25 to 50 grams of carbs,
Okay.
like for 5 weeks straight.
I was on like 75. So I
Yeah,
feel you. I feel you.
yeah. So I mean, when I was at that amount of carbs for that long, I was I was like, yo, this fucking sucks. Like, I'll try to get a little bit of some peanut butter or some almond butter. You know what I mean? Like, just try to just get one more little fucking teaspoon of it, just to taste something.
Dude, the hunger. Oh, the hunger is so hard. The hunger is so hard, but what's even harder for me was the low energy. Like I remember days where it would be like I had to hype myself up to have the energy to take a shower or like walk up my stairs in my own house because
Yeah.
it's so much extra. Dude, I have a really sad story actually. So one time I was down at my parents' house. You got to get your steps in. So I go on a walk with my mom to get my steps in. She takes the dog, and I couldn't even keep up with my 50-year-old mom on a walk to take the dog out because I had that like low blood sugar, just so tired, low carb, low energy feeling. She's like walking with the dog 20 feet in front of me, and I couldn't even keep up with her, man. It was so sad. Like energy levels are just so low.
Yeah, you're like dragging ass.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah, you physically can't exert any more energy right now. You just don't have it.
Yep. Dude,
So
I would train, I would eat my pre-workout meal and then just go to the gym and just like the little bit of energy I had for the day, the little bit of carbs I got for the day, it just went straight to my training session, try to, protect my training session at all costs. And then I would have no energy for left for anyone else. It impacted my relationships 100%.
yeah.
And, yeah, I would just come home and I would try to get to bed as early as possible so I could eat the next day and not have to be awake. Bro, you remember going to bed just so you can wake up and eat breakfast? Best feeling in the world.
Man, I was going to bed at 8:30 just so I could,
Me,
just so I was like, yo, when I wake
me
up in the
too.
morning, I get some more food. What? Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, I
Dude.
definitely did that.
It's a grind, bro. I want to metabolically like prime myself as much as possible for these next shows over the last couple or next few years so that I can diet on much higher calories because I have some clients, right? They're metabolically primed. They've been bulking all their life. They do their first show and they get to diet on like 25 to 3,000 calories, or sorry,
Wow.
2,500 to 3,000 calories and get stage lean. Because like men's physique, you don't have to get to that next level where your glutes are striated. Some of my men's physique guys, so it's a little easier. But
Right.
B, also their metabolism is so upregulated from bulking their entire life and never have done a serious cut that they just lose weight on like 3,000 calories. It's crazy.
Bruh. I actually have a story about that at the Ben Weeder, man. I mean, some of these guys, and we're talking about the top five from each class for classic. These guys are talking about how much carbs they was eating that day and the night before, and just the week going into it, like how much carbs they were getting. And bruh, like I was so that pissed me off so much, bruh, because I was so depleted. I couldn't get no carbs. The only carbs I was really getting was the night before that refeed. I think we refed that entire day before, and then I got my refeed meal the night of, and that was it. But these guys are talking about how they had to push like 500, 600, 700 grams of carbs, the day before the show, or like just eating that much, like all, throughout the week. I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, how? Like, how are y'all pushing that much food and like not bloating and still like looking better and better and better with that? And y'all not, and y'all are natural too. You
Mhm.
guys aren't even on gear to be able to have that, extra capacity to be able to take more.
What
So.
was it? What was it like backstage there? You guys just got to chop it up and then compete, like, and then how was the audience? And then did you see any of the pros? Because they had do the pro show the next day, right? After the amateurs.
Yeah. As far as backstage, they of course let the pros go first, and so they had like a separate, not yeah, they had kind of like the separate area to kind of get ready and everything. So they would go up first, and then didn't do their thing. But I didn't really get to talk to too many of the pros actually. But yeah, but they had this backstage. We were all everybody was kind of chopping it up and just kind of shooting the shit or whatever. And of course, people were with their coaches, they were carving up and whatnot. So that was kind of how that conversation happened. And people were just kind of talking about how much they was eating, and I'm like, bro, like I mean, like fear. I mean, like
Yeah.
fear is talking about how like he had to keep pushing like 700 grams of carbs, and he had to have like two burgers and all these French fries and whatnot. Like his coach was making him eat that. I was like, bruh, like I would, man. I
Yeah.
wish I had your problem.
My coach keeps it clean. We just do more rice and more cream of rice. We don't do none of the burger fry stuff. But
Yeah.
speaking of carbing up, did each one of your shows look the same carb up wise? Like walk me through the peak week and the peak approach that your coach used for you, whether it was the same for all three shows or if they were different.
I think with each show, my coach got better and better and better with knowing my body.
Yep.
But we also learned a little bit more about my body as well through what was done. So, or like the ways we can improve. So, as far as most of the shows that we would usually do pretty much the same meal. So it would be like some sort of steak. It would be like a sirloin. I used to do a ribeye when I first started. So like my first three shows, we would do a ribeye and fries, and then these last three shows, he didn't want the extra fat from the ribeye, and he wanted to go just straight sirloin, maybe a New York strip, but preferably sirloin, and then with sweet potato fries instead of regular fries.
Okay.
And then the refeed would pretty much be like the either 2 days before. We would start refeeding either 2 days before or the day before, and
Okay.
so that would just consist of increasing rice cakes and white rice for the day.
Yep. Backload. Okay. So for my first show for the Whitney Jones, I did a backload like that, right? Where 2 days out, I started carbing up. It was like 400 grams on the Thursday and then like 425 on the Friday, right? So just a typical 2 day backload. But then going into the San Diego show where I competed against you, well, I guess we didn't compete against each other because we were different height classes. But the San Diego show, that was my second show. I did a linear load, which is where you drop off cardio like 2 weeks out and normal like base diet, right? And then 1 week out, you start carbing up slowly, like for 7 days, and it's
yeah,
a gradual increase. So I was going like, like 2,200 calories, right? 2,300 calories, 2,400 calories, 2,500, and then as you get closer and closer to show, like the 3,000 cal 400-gram carb refeed, and then the day before like another 425, right? So this gradual increase of carbs starting like at 250 getting all the way up to 450 from like the Friday before all the way to the Friday to the show, so a linear load. And
yeah,
dude, I was so much more full and like way less fatigued. But you can only do that if you're already stage lean, which I was, right? Because I had done a show 2 weeks before. So that was really cool because that was my first time ever doing a linear load.
yeah. Okay, yeah. See, like, I mean, I would love to try an approach like that as well, but again, like, I'm assuming my coach did what he did because I was already pretty full, kind of
Yeah.
going into it. It wasn't until like maybe the last day or two, or like the day of, where I started to get flat, and I wasn't as full anymore. So that was one thing that we learned as a better weeder, at least.
Yeah, carbs hit different people differently too. Like some people, they look their so after like a refeed, they look their best 2 days after. Some people, they look their best like one day after. Some people, like by the end of the day, they're already like veins coming out and stuff. So it just depends on how your body assimilates carbs and everything of that nature. It's pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. It's a trial and error thing, especially with like a
Yeah.
new client. You have to kind of figure out what works for them and just kind of see what works.
Different ethnicities are different. I don't know if you've seen this with any of your Mexican lifestyle clients, but typically what I've seen and what other coaches are always talking about as well is like they see these trends with ethnicities, and like it's always they say that like Mexicans, they need an extra like 4 weeks of prep because it just takes them a little bit longer to get shredded, right? Their body type just has a harder time, getting to that stage lean level. And then they say yeah, they that's what they say, and that's what I've seen. That's what a lot of other bodybuilding coaches say. So genetics and ethnicity plays a huge role into it as well.
Right. Yeah. I've seen that.
You see that?
Yeah.
Well, my man, it was a pleasure talking to you. I can't wait to come up there to San Diego to train at the compound. Goat Gym, 10 out of 10 gym. I will text you when I'm headed up there next. Should be sometime shortly. Definitely got to lift with you, lift with my boy Alex too. I think he
Yeah.
knows you.
Alex.
Salome.
Alex,
Dude, talk about a peak natty, bro. Talk about a
Alex,
peak natty.
Alex is crazy, man. Some says I'd be like, yo, like you. I'm like, you natty for real? I was like,
Bro,
yo,
he
he got me over
and
here asking,
he don't even diet like us either, bro.
bro.
He,
I know. I talked to him about that too the other day.
he's never
I'm
done
like,
like a real cut, bro.
I'm like, how are you that lean and you're eating like 300-400 carbs a day,
Yeah.
maybe if that. You're not even really eating clean like that. Like, but bro
Yeah.
is like, bro is diced though. You feel me? Bro
Just
is
shows,
diced. I'm like, bro,
man.
I don't know how you're doing that.
Everybody's body's different. After this bulk, man, hopefully we'll be like that with our metabolism primed. How do you go about your bulk, speaking of that? You slowly increase calories, or do you kind of just get to your body fat where you like to train, you feel good, and then you just sit there and build slowly? Or do
You
you
talking
push
about
up and weight hard
during a reverse diet?
like during a lean bulk?
Oh, during a lean bulk, yeah, I usually gradually increase. I'll,
Okay.
I'll, I'll add like maybe maybe like about 300 calories like every like 2 to 3 weeks, just depending on how my body responds to it.
Oof.
Just kind of gradually increase that way.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, so I don't think I'll need to be super high in food this time around because I definitely don't want to get as like big, like extra big as I did last off season. I got to 231,
Yeah, I got
and
I got to 230 on my last bulk too. It was way too much fat, bro, for no reason.
exactly. So I'm like, I don't think I want to get there this time around. So I'm definitely going to do a little bit different, and I'm definitely going to be a lot more intentional. So again, like just like you said about what type of advice would I give somebody? It's just like pay more attention to details if you
Yeah.
if you want to reach that next level. So
Intentional training, progressive overload, intentional sleep, intentional dieting. So love it, man. You're definitely a peak natty, bro. So killer physique. I wish you all the best on this year-long off season. And then I can't wait to see what you do in 2027.
Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
All right, my man.
All right.